don't tell me that this isn't real. Please don't tell me you don't need me here. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me you don't need me here. Please don't tell me that this isn't real. Please don't tell me you don't need me here. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me you don't need me here. Please don't tell me that this isn't real. Please don't tell me you don't need me here. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that. Broken hearts won't heal the same. There's no excuse. There's no escape. I'm struggling to stay pure and tamed inside this prison. Beating hearts, but out of time. There is no use. There is no right. Fighting to break out of my chains inside this prison.
I be that envious, knuckle-headed, backstabbing, no so bitter. No way, there ain't no saving me. Boy, I be too selfish within my method. Tunnel vision so irreverent. Why would anybody pay my fee?
You got me red-headed, causing mad havoc. I'm that headache with a bad habit. Got no self-control. Boy, I be that mad hatter with them bad matters. Dag nabbit, causing mad panic. Would you say my soul? Is there redemption for your boy? Flesh only seems to destroy. See defeat with my ego deployed. Melodies with a cease be the void. Penalty of me fleeing his joy. Have to me when to cling to the Lord. Other half really bringing the war with the path with the pain that's in store. Finna bring when I bust to the floor. Man, I'm calling to the floor. Kid, I'm kinda keep a score on account of being kind of the floor. Oh no, that was this again. There that chip again. It's magnificent. This ambivalence might be the end to him. Spirit singing hymns. Pleasure seeking skins. Bring them violence. This game nobody wins. Giving it to everything. I'm that villain. I ransack your village. Get my millions up. See you living. My skin turned vermilion. The plot thickens up. Corrupted mission. Headed to perdition. Minutes almost up. Lord, please listen. I need your forgiveness. Sick of messing up.
Envious, knuckle-headed, backstabbing, no so bitter. No way, there ain't no saving me. Boy, I be too selfish within my method. Tunnel vision so irreverent. Why would anybody pay my fees? Their redemption for a villain. Oh Lord, what's the end for me? Is there redemption for a villain? Yeah. Is it triumph or tragedy? Yeah.
Oh, wretched man, oh no, no wretched man, don't get them advances. Pleasures of this world, they leave you wounded there without a bandage. Oh, wretched man, oh no, no wretched man, don't get them advances. It is never over, no, my God's a God of second chances. Spent my whole life as a villain, wanna make this whole world mine. Drunk off the grapes, I was chillin'. Now I live attached to the vine. Cup full of rap or a glass full of wine. Walk the path where I pass to the light. Will a villain be a mask for the night? In the morning, will he pass on the fight and believe that his grace will suffice?
Envious, knuckle-headed, backstabbing, no so bitter. No way, there ain't no saving me. Boy, I be too selfish within my method. Tunnel vision so irreverent. Why would anybody pay my fees? Their redemption for a villain. Oh Lord, what's the end for me? Is there redemption for a villain? Yeah. Is it triumph or tragedy? Yeah.
disgusting. Oh my God, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammates to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run-up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill!
Oh, they gotta get on the point. They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Phil is gonna go down. We are gonna be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and Wave Runners by the skin of their teeth. They're gonna be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Oh, holy! He's gonna get another one.
As Hoy will quick scope heavy.
But it's gonna not necessarily translate to control the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting such a back control here.
Team kill is gonna get hustled down to 2v2. They should have had the man up, and now Austin's gonna try to get one. He's gonna look for the double, can't quite get it. Zuxium, the last man alive, and now it's Zuxium trying to finish off the team. He's gonna stun in there, C1. One's gonna push out, it's gonna get taken out. Zuxium can finish it right here, 7 points left. Taking out another one more pushes out. He's gonna get taken out by teammates, and that's gonna be Hype Esport taking map number 1.
I see it now, I see it now.
Good evening, K7 viewers. How are you doing tonight? I am BrettFX, joined here by the one and only Trevor. He's going to be carrying the cast tonight. And we're here to watch Knights Templars versus Monolithic. Looking forward to this match. We had some interesting predictions in Discord, but seems like Monolithic is definitely going to be the favorite going in here. I believe that they currently are 2-0 up for the season so far. And then Knights Templar is currently 0-2. So far in the season. So, maybe Knights Templar is going to be able to turn this around. Don't know, but we shall definitely see. So, Trevor, how you doing? And what are your thoughts on the two teams here?
Feeling great, man. Glad to be a part of this cast with you. Always a pleasure getting a cast with you, Brett. Yeah, so we can go ahead and check out the Knights Templar roster as I start to talk a little bit about it. So like you said, 0-2 so far on the season, but that doesn't mean that you can count them out. I mean, you got people like Rivo, lit it up last season for sure. Ginger, Magnifico, and I believe we will have a sub for Dusty. That will be Ray. So I don't know too much about the squad as a whole, but I know they do have some people that can play, as we saw in some of the preseason matches, and then even into last season too. So they definitely can come out. They can come out hot, potentially take some of the respawns, things like that. But as you did say, Monolithic is 2-0. I think Knights Templar does have a pretty solid roster. They gotta have the guns.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that is going to be the case. We'll head over and look at our next roster, which is going to be Monolithic Gaming. And we are not going to be having any substitutes for these guys here today. It's going to be Rejects, 2 True, Briscoe, and Xylux. I have cast these guys before previously, and they played fantastic. It was really, really good to see them performing out there. So definitely expecting more of the same this time. And yeah, it will be interesting. It's something else that I do want to bring up too with these teams, especially with the fact that maybe, Knights Templar isn't really expected to win this one. Is the fact that we do have some changes to the maps, and that can kind of throw a little bit of a wrench into maybe if these teams have practiced some of what they're used to on certain maps, maybe on rotations or positions that they typically play. So it will be interesting to see how that does end up panning out. And speaking of maps, we are going to be seeing our maps up on the screen right now. Hardpoint is going to be on Crossroads. We are going to be seeing an S&D Moscow, Control, Garrison, Checkpoint or Checkmate, Hardpoint, and S&D Raid. If we end up going to a 5th map, which would be fantastic to see on an S&D made. But I like this. This is a nice, colorful, pick of maps. We don't really have 3 raids or 3 garrisons or anything like that. So this is exciting. I like this, Trevor.
Yeah, and some of the changes that you were talking about, we will get to see tonight. Crossroads, P4 has changed yet again. Second time that it's changed this year. Hopefully it's settled this time, as it has moved down to that bottom side of the map there, kind of where those boxes are, if you're not super familiar. And then Moscow, the map has actually changed. They've taken away some of the spots and spawns, more of a square now than it was before. Less of those little bitty extra spots there on that, again, bottom side of the map. So I'm kind of super excited to see how the maps play with some of the changes, whether that affects S&D. I don't think it'll affect it too much for Moscow. Maybe some of the angles are kind of taken away there. But the crossroads for sure. From what I've heard, like I said, it just updated last week, I believe, for Crossroads. It's going to be pretty scrappy, or at least I imagine it will be P4. So that'll be really cool to see, as we should be getting into the game relatively soon. So that will be nice to see. Now,
Yeah,
Brett, what are you excited about?
You know, I'm curious to see how it's going to be playing out. I know some of the sight lines have also been changed on Crossroads as well. They've added up some lighter backgrounds, so it's a little bit harder for some of those players to blend in with the cover, especially when they're overlooking P1 on that tank position. We've also seen where I believe they added in some boxes or some extra cover over there between that, well, in that back section where the cliff is. So it'll be interesting to see how that does also play out. But you're talking about how this is going to be a very scrappy hill, and that's exciting for me just for the fact that I always thought that Crossroads was a pretty meat grinder style of map anyways. It was very, very back and forth. And when you have two teams that are decently skilled with each other in terms of their killing ability, their fragging ability, it can turn into a really good back and forth affair. And with that P4 changing up, maybe we're going to be seeing more of that here tonight. So definitely looking forward to how that plays out. But, you know, we are on board right now, and it looks like we're going to be here looking at Two True's view, as he's just going to be making sure nobody's going to be going out flanking them. They will be able to get onto the point here first. It looks like they will be able to clear it as well. Xylex looking for that second kill. He gets it, and that is going to be a nice little connection as they do set up here. And mainly, Trevor, they're looking for maybe the rotation or flipping these spawns.
Yeah, there's already so much pressure from Monolithic Gaming on that right side of the mini-map. But, I mean, Knights Templar, maybe it'll bounce back here. Number 7 in the back. Two True does fall there. So all that work for nothing. But you did pick up 13 points along the way. P1, especially the very first time it pops, is very scrappy. As you can see, Knights Templar in there tying up the game right now for these first couple points. And they have map controls. That's going to be really good for Knights Templar that you kept control of it. I mean, Ginger's on 4-1 right now. Magnifico at 4-0. So that's exactly what you want to do when you're trying to hang on to these spawns. Maybe even take a couple second lead into it.
We are going to be seeing Two True now getting up here onto that tank position. He is going to be able to survive there with the help of his teammates. Now Rejects making his way into the point. So it did look like there for a while that Knights Templar was going to be able to hold control, but as soon as the hill popped, we saw 4 down. It looks like we have seen a flip in the spawns, and that is going to be Rejects still staying alive here in this point, soaking up that time. And this is fantastic right now for Monolithic Gaming. They had that slight little lead on P1. It seems like they're going to be able to further that here for P2. Still got about half of the hill here left, though, as Briscoe is going to be coming on out. Ooh, a nice flank actually coming in. That was Magnifico as he picks up 2. His teammate Rybo also going to be able to pick up another one. So that's a really good break there. They have still a decent amount of time, but they do need to be careful about these next rotations.
Yeah, luckily it's not as close the rotations from 3 to 4 as they used to be before. But with Knights Templar gaining control back again, Monolithic will have spawns for next. But you already see the pressure coming in from Knights Templar. Ray is frying people right now at that 4-3. Kind of a slow start, but he's getting when it matters. As you see, Knights Templar's done a really good job of kind of maintaining map control here. We saw the little break from Monolithic, but Knights Templar are able to take it right back, and they're already over on that left side of the map for this hill. It has popped, and it is scrappy right now. Monolithic still has about a 10-second lead over Knights Templar, but just back and forth. Knights Templar really has control of the spawns right now.
Yes, they do, and they are on the side of the map that you would typically want them to be traditionally, but we'll see if that's going to be working out in their favor here when P4 does pop. But we are going to still see 30 more seconds left on the clock. Monolithic, though, with control, very even game so far, and I am loving this. I'm hoping it's going to be a nail biter here for the rest of it, but Knights Templar not ready to give it up just yet. Rybo was able to pick up at least 1, but he is almost instantly traded out. So we do see 4 down, and they are going to be pushed all the way over towards the east side of the map. and you are going to be seeing now Monolithic Gaming starting to sweep on out to pick up some of these kills and maybe go for this new position here on P4. This is going to be pretty interesting because you do have more of a height advantage maybe if you can control the bunker area down into that P4 section. So be very critical maybe to be able to hold that position. But for now, Knights Templar looking like they are going to be able to lock down that first couple of seconds.
Yeah, it's just if they can keep onto it. We've seen early breaks that back and forth, but really the meatiness of that middle of the hard point hasn't really been controlled one way or the other by either team so far through the first 3 hills. Same thing right now, super scrappy, people just running at it. Knights Templar are going to be in the point 4 now with a few seconds left, but it looks like Monolithic might be looking to maybe gain some map control here as they're going to come up the middle, and they tried to send someone on the flank, but it was snipped out there by Magnifico. I mean, he's playing great right now at that 12-6 stat line. That's huge. Ginger 16-9, just to point out some of the stats for the guys right now. Just about all even with 81-83, with Knights Templar kind of in the point as Brixco does get that kill. But New Hill's getting ready to pop, and there's already both teams there ready for it.
Yes, they are. And, you know, that was one of the things that you did mention, that Knights Templar, they needed to come out guns hot right away in order to try and take this map. And it looked like that they are going to be able to do just that. But it's interesting to see just the discrepancy in terms of kills and deaths on Knights Templar to Monolithic. And Monolithic is still in the lead. They have still remained in control so far of this map. So right now, to True, he is going to be setting up maybe to make a push over here towards P1. Nice little couple of kills going down, as that's going to be Ray. Leaving going back to the spawn screen. Too True with a nice little jump shot will be able to take down one, trying to cross, but he is eventually going to get flanked out there from Ginger. 20 seconds left on P1. Don't really think that the teams are too concerned about the time here. Knights Templar, I think, doing the right thing. Going to go ahead, rotate, get that early positioning on P2, and hopefully they're going to be able to soak up some more time on this, but still very, very close.
Yeah, Ginger had the nice wall bangs there to pick up one, to take up to 21. At 22 now, able to get the third. That's a 3 streak at least. He's on 6. 3 in the last couple of seconds. So Ginger is absolutely going off. Had him lined up with Briscoe there on the bridge, but he was kind of tagged up from those last couple engagements that he took. But 22 kills in this P2 of the second rotation is huge for that. So that's really good. His teammates need to be hyping him up, keeping him going. Right now, though, Monolithic does have control of the point. Not necessarily the spawns for next, but they have a whole 30 seconds that they can soak up here if Knights Templar doesn't get there to kind of put this pressure. You can see they're trying to send, maybe come for a pinch here from either side of it, which could be really good. They're setting up good. Number 6, Zai looks good. Yeah, there it is. He comes in through the back, unable to pick up the second. Ginger there, man, he is killing anybody that he sees. Looks like Knights Templar, their push is going to work out, but now there's only about 10 seconds. You got to get on the other side of the map now.
Yeah, I almost feel like that wasn't really that worth it for that 10 seconds, but, you know, who knows? Maybe it is going to matter later on in this game, but we'll see how much time they actually lose here. It doesn't look like they're going to be losing much at all, as Ray is going to be the first one actually in the point. 3 people are going to be pushing on in from the west side of P3. That's going to be a quick death going on in there. So as soon as we saw Knights Templar getting control of that position, it's going to switch back over to Monolith Gaming from a huge flood coming inside to the point. But as we say that, it's going to switch once again. So this is definitely one heck of a back and forth. Ginger is lined it up. He picks up 2. Can he pick up a 3rd here? This would be crucial to hold on to this remaining time. And it looks like Ginger is just going to be able to just set up and just locking it down here. And Bunker finally does get taken out, probably because he had to go and reload, but doesn't matter. He's done the damage that he needed to. His teammates have gotten the lion's share of the time there, and once again, they have been eating it up. Now, it does look like Monolithic are going to be able to get those first initial rotations for that next hill, but look at how crazy these spawns are. We're going to see number 3, Ray, already back behind him.
Yeah, it's crazy. One thing that Monolithic has done better, I think, so far is kind of coordinated team pushes. You see Knights Templar, they set up pitches and things like that, but once they kind of successfully get it, they all kind of break off again. Monolithic is in the lead right now, while you would think that Knights Templar is just based on the kills and how much their team is frying, but Monolithic up by 20 points right now in the hill as we speak. Tutor at 21, so it's not like they're not slaying at all. Ray is in this really big power position on the cliff. That could be really good for Knights Templar, as he is able to get a presence in there, take out the trophy. Teammates can cover you with nades. Get one down here soon, because I'm sure nades are going to start flying.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to see that trophy going down just in the nick of time. And doesn't really matter a whole lot as they just immediately flushed out of that point. So we are going to be seeing Rybo, though, with a nice little pickup there inside P4. It does get taken down eventually, though. Rotation's coming up back over to P1. And yeah, this has definitely turned into one hell of a scrappy game. I'm loving the fact that P4 is kind of down there. It definitely changes the flow of it for sure. But Ginger is going to be overlooking here on P1. Not quite going to be able to get those kills. And we are going to be seeing that team push. Maybe Knights Templar is going to be able to have one here on their own, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Two end up going down. Magnifico making a solo run here at the point to get that contestation. And he's just wanting to stall out on this time. Just about to see that 200-point crack for Monolithic, and that's when it starts getting a little bit scary.
Yeah, 100%, especially when you're down by that 50 points now, only at 158 for Knights Templar, and they're not really set up for the next hill. There are about 20 seconds left, and they have had a successful late push to that side of the map before. It's something that they've done and can do. So kind of a cool thing I'm seeing just looking at the stat line is Ray is at 15 when all of Monolithic has at least 20 kills. So it looks like the slaying has evened out quite a bit. We saw Knights Templar kind of take control early on in terms of just killing numbers, but I mean, I think Monolithic is just playing the better team game right now. They're in the point. Xylix with a big 2-piece there. He's on a 3 streak right now, 26 and 24. He's looking to do some damage in the back of these players here. Does fall there through some cross shots. There looks like to be crazy interaction over at this P2. Relatively close spawns from each team. Monolithic technically has control of the spawns, but Knight Templar is right there to kind of contest. Meantime, Monolithic's picking it up. Knight Templar, you got to go.
This is looking scary, as I said before. Brixco is going to be able to hold on to this control on bridge. Monolithic, though, they're going to get very close to winning it. They're not going to be able to win it here, but they can get very, very close. And this is where we need to see that contestation coming out, but doesn't look like Knights Templar is going to be able to get even really close to it. Maybe the last 10 seconds or so, but that's not really going to be a whole lot. Too True is lighting it up. Along with his teammates, he completely defeats that side of the map. And we do see a last and final effort maybe to try and contest, but no, they are going to be able to win. That's why I never do math on stream here, guys. 250 to 170, and that's going to be Monolithic just really taking away there towards the end. We're going to be seeing Too True lighting it up. He picks up 2 there into bunker. He's going to be able to get a couple here off the spawn. So props to him. That was actually 4 kills in a row. Gotta love that. But yeah, I mean, that was a very close game. And then all of a sudden, Monolithic just kind of switched it into a new gear and took off with it.
Yeah, so I think a lot will happen, and I briefly touched on this during the action, but Monolithic played a much better team game. You saw that their pushes were more coordinated. Knights Templar did have a lot of early pressure on the point, but it was 1, maybe 2 players, and Monolithic had the close spawns. So when it's a 2v4 in a hard point, there's a lot of times that the 4 is going to win with the close spawn. So even if someone is able to get taken down there, they're going to spawn close and be right there. So I think that's a lot of what we saw. Knights Templar had the guns early on, and then Monolithic started shooting a lot better too. So that's where we saw where the team coordinated pushes really, really made an effect. Some good pinches from Knights Templar. Loved what I saw. You played it really close until about that 3rd rotation. That's when we saw Monolithic just take over and run with it.
Yeah, and one of the things that we had talked about, Tugboat and I had talked about later on or earlier on last week, is it's not necessarily that you get all the kills. You know, obviously in a first-person shooter, you want to get kills. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it. But it really matters where you're getting those kills at. Do they actually matter? You know, are they making an impact on the game? And I think what we saw there was a really good example of, you know, especially with Monolithic keeping it close throughout that whole first half of the game, is that, yeah, they weren't necessarily just completely destroying the other team or keeping up with them even, but they were getting the kills where it needed to be. They were getting them on the hills. They were able to make those team pushes work, and that was going to be securing them the correct amount of time that they needed. And we just weren't seeing that coming out from Knights Templar. So yeah, moving on into now our S&D, which is going to be on Moscow. And what do you think we're going to be seeing in terms of, you know, both of these teams, especially with Monolithic really steamrolling back, really, especially in terms of kills going into this next one?
Well, I think there's some players to watch on Knights Templar. Ginger had well over 30 kills. He was at 29 right at the beginning of the 3rd rotation, which is huge. Honestly, especially to be on the team that's down, ended up losing by about what 80 points, something like that. So Ginger could be a playmaker for Knights Templar. That's someone that they need to watch out for. And kind of, if you're his team, hype him up, get him going, let him carry that momentum that he had, because he was shooting really straight. But on the side of Monolithic, I mean, just from what we saw in the hard point, which can be a lot crazier, they had those more coordinated team pushes. So I look for maybe Monolithic to have better strats, maybe just from breaking down the hard point, but it's something completely different from the S&D. I don't know. I'm excited to see kind of how the teams choose to play it. Keep an eye out for Ginger, and then Two True is really lighting it up for the side of Monolithic there at the end too.
You know, it's definitely interesting what you were just talking about there, because we do have that kind of weird balance that you have to strike, especially with 4v4 COD. You know, 5v5 COD, I don't think it was as important gun skill wise. It really came down to like coordinated pushes with your teams. Yes, you could have those kind of clutch moments, you know, 1v3s and whatnot, but with 5v5 it was much more difficult. But now you really do have a situation in a 4v4 setting where one man can really make a difference on a team. I mean, he can literally, well, hell, if you were watching a couple of days ago, you could see, what was it, Asim and who was it, TJ going 12-0 on. I mean, that was just insane, right? Just carrying the team on their back. You got one guy that's popping off like that, and it changes the whole dynamic. And you know, that'll be interesting to see if Ginger is going to be that guy who can really start taking it off. But then again, you look on the other side of it and you're like, if you don't play as a team, if you're not able to make those trades effectively, if you're not communicating where those players are at effectively, if you're not hitting those nade spots or hitting those pushes, well, you're not going to have the greatest game either. So it's going to be an interesting balance between the two. And here on Moscow, well, we're going to be seeing it here pretty quickly. Now, one of the things that on Moscow that I have noticed anyway, since I've been casting, is that we haven't really been seeing a whole lot of pushes, or we haven't been seeing the line share pushes from the games that I've cast over towards A. Back at the very beginning, when we still see those one-way smokes, it was just A pushes all day long. But now we're starting to see it kind of spreading out a little bit. And with these changes onto the map, which are actually kind of back left of the character that we're watching now, don't know if that's going to affect anything, but will be interesting to see if it kind of just changes up a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird looking at this map now that it has changed. We do see the A push right off the bat. Shots are fired from both ways, but no one has fallen yet. We have people at the chow. They're at the door. They're laying down. All it's going to take is for that one angle, but we have a rotation from the bomb. It could be snipped out here by number 7 and 8. Two True and Brixco do have the potential to sniff out this push. Brixco has a great angle there. Oh, Ginger with that feed the hot hand, man. He is going. Frying. Brought it over from the hard point. Rivo is traded out after he gets his kill, though, so it's going to be a 3v2 for the side of Knights Templar. They're pushing over toward that B bomb to get it laid out, but Two True here could do some damage as he does pick up that second kill for him, actually. So he was the one that we mentioned for the side of Monolithic. He was hot. Here he is with 2 kills in the first round, 2v2. Bomb hasn't gone down yet, and they already know the rotation is here. So this bomb needs to get down, and you need to get set up.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too long of a delay there on setting it down, but it is going to be extending out that time. We are going to be seeing Ginger now just waiting for that inevitable collapse that is going to be coming on in. But yeah, like you said, Two True. He's got the hot hands right now. Rejects, though. He's going to try it. Not going to get it, but it's going to be Two True with a possible ace. Is he going to be able to collect it? He is going to be down a little bit of health. Backs on out. He's got about 20 seconds left here to make this happen. Two True. Can he actually do it, as he is going to be on the hunt? He's got to be making this play right here, right now. Magnifico is still going to be up and alive. Is he going to be able to get the kill? He go ahead, backs on out. No time there for the defuse. Yes, he gets the kill. Two True with the ace, but unfortunately not the round. I got to say, I liked what Magnifico was doing there. I think he played that very, very intelligently. Yeah, he didn't get the kill, but doesn't really matter if you get the round win in the end.
Yeah, it was played very well from Magnifico. Right here, he thought he got the kill and kind of turned around. At least that's what it looked like to me. The shots were almost there. Maybe missed one of the bullets where he wasn't all the way ADS'd. I mean, Two True was literally one bullet away from getting that ace with the defuse. So Monolithic, I don't know if that's as much of a round loss to the other team as it is to time. I mean, you were able to get, Two True is that hot hand. Keep feeding him. If you're one of his teammates, maybe even bait for him. Get him a couple more. Get him going.
Well,
as we are going to see
apparently-
this A push.
Get some streaks going. I mean, that's that can only help you, right? It can't be a detriment. So we'll see if that's going to be the case here. Xylex is going to be the first one out. Will be able to get that first blood. And he is quickly traded out right after that. And that is just going to be a lot of death going down. Rybo was able to pick up 2. And now it's all up to Briscoe in a 1v3 situation. He is going to have to back on out. The bomb is down currently, so he is not going to have that advantage and will end up getting picked up. 2-0 real quick. Knights Templar. Here you go. This is what we want to see.
Yeah, no, exactly. That was really good for the side. Yeah. Yeah, no, sorry, I got confused there for a second. But no, I mean, that's exactly what you want to see. Those quick A pushes are really nice. They're fun to play with, not to eat. I don't know where that came from. But I want to see that I confused myself on that one, actually. We are going to see probably a beginning A push again from the side of Knights Templar. Ginger going to be the bomb guy. 2-2 right now, so maybe not the hot hand that we saw originally, but Rybo, I mean, he's coming out and there's destroy 3-1 on a 2 streak. Ray is also on that 2 streak, so maybe they can look to build those streaks up a little bit more through the beginning of this round.
Yeah, and I think one of the definite pluses from that last one, obviously Knights Templar taking that one, was the fact that they did stop those possible streaks. So we are going to be seeing Rybo taking down Rejects. They're still going to be going in for this A push. Xylex is going to be patiently waiting for that man to cross his crosshairs, and he is going to spot him, but not going to get the kill. That's 2 more down. Monolithic leaving it up to 2 True, and 2 True is just not able to make it happen. That is going to be 3-0 going over here to Knights Templar.
Yeah, they are looking really good in this search and destroy right now. I mean, 3-0 is always what you want to see. 2 True did start off with that ace, but he hasn't done anything since. Now, I mean, I guess he did get 1 kill. So he's at that 5-2. I mean, he has you got one other player on your team with a kill right now. I mean, if you're Monolithic, you got to look to pick it up. As going down 4-0 in a search is never fun. That is not a stat line that you like to look up at. Looking up, oh, we're only down 3. 3 is easy to piece together, but once you get down to that 4, it's like, oh, we can't drop 2. Xylex does get the first blood for Monolithic, so that is always a really good start. I picked it up with the pistol too, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder how that one went down. Ray's is going to be lurking, waiting right at the stairwell, but we don't really see the flat-out A push that we've seen before. They may be rotating back to A, but this timing could throw off the other team as they're already kind of looking to rotate, maybe making some noise. They could really go either way here.
Knights Templar once again kind of spread on out there. We do see number 2 there. That's going to be Magnifico. Possibly going to be able to catch out Monolithic. And, oh, no, he does go ahead and back on out. Remember, Monolithic does have that man advantage. So if we do go to just a straight up trade fest, it will be in their favor. But it's going to be a 2-on-4 situation over here. And this could get real ugly for Knights Templar if they're not able to get a couple of entry kills coming on in. As we do see Rybo just waiting patiently, spots at 1. 9 trigger discipline, will be able to get the second. Looks for the first. Oh, not able to quite get him. It's going to be Briscoe and Rejects, both going to be collecting kills. And now it's going to be up to Ray as he comes around the corner. Will not happen. Monolithic finally get around on the board. But yeah, that was finally getting some momentum maybe back over into their favor, or at the very least stopping the bleed that Knights Templar was having.
Yeah, that first blood was really big because then you're able to play with the numbers. It forced a 4v2 on that bomb. So, I mean, you're able to work with it a little bit more. First bloods are huge. They can potentially win you rounds there because it did kind of come down to that trade fest that you mentioned. So Monolithic they're going to look to pick up a couple more here to even out the score again. I mean, we saw them, they started off slow in the hard point, and they've had a slow start to search. Are they just tough in their first couple of rounds? Can they bring it back here and bring it back to a 3-3, or is Knights Templar going to take back control of the search?
Yeah, one of the things that I do want to point out is that you did say Rejects and Briscoe needed to step it up, and they did that last round. 2 True, though, will be going down. Xylex, though, comes on in for the trade. Will be traded himself. 2 versus 1, as Rejects and Briscoe once again are going to be the men to make it happen, and that is going to be Monolithic with a fairly quick round number 5, as they're going to be taking it 3-2, only down 1. It's like you said, they're going to be putting a couple more rounds up on the board, making this more of a game than what it was. And Knights Templar kind of, I don't know, maybe losing it a little bit. They haven't really lost these 2 rounds. I I mean, it hasn't been just one-sided, but you're definitely noticing it with those first bloods.
Oh, 100%. And then, I mean, blink and you miss it. It was just 3-0, and we were just talking about it. Now it's 3-2. Monolithic definitely kind of flipped that switch, and they're going. Brixco still kind of off to a slow start. Only has 1 kill so far. But I mean, the team's on 2 rounds right now. Maybe you don't have to get those kills. Maybe it's just all about kind of the position that you're in. Ooh, early shots into Ginger there from the side of Monolithic. So they kind of know that there's one playing mid-map. So they're gonna be watching these Eskies, and they watched it and they got it. 2True with the first blood on the round. 7-4 for him. Starting off with that ace, that definitely helps the stat line for you. I'm able to pick up the other 2, 8-4. Spins double positive right now. Monolithic is just looking amazing. It's a 2v1 up to Magnifico yet again, unable to get it. He does get fried there right at top Eskies, and now it's 3-3. Monolithic really not necessarily out of nowhere, but just like the flip of the switch has won 3 rounds. It feels like it's only been about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's like they had to make that switch in their head. Okay, we go from respawn to S&D. Okay, got it now. But then again, also in the hard point, you could almost say that they were fairly slow in the hard point. You know, it was fairly even, and then there towards the end of it, they just kind of took off with the game. So maybe they're just kind of a slow starter in these maps. Not really sure, but yeah, 3-3, all tied up, as we are going to be seeing right now. Knights Templar with the bomb in hand on attacking side. And we'll see what they're going to be coming up with, what interesting strats maybe that they can come out with to get another round on the board. So far, after they hit that 3 rounds, they have not been able to get any kind of success whatsoever. They are piled up there into the middle of the map. We are going to be seeing rejects getting completely overwhelmed. That's going to be Ginger with the entry kill. Second one going to go down on Briscoe. So 2v4, this is what you wanted to see if you are a Knights Templar fan. They will be able to get that bomb down over onto that B site. And we will be seeing where the rotations are going to be coming in at for Monolithic Gaming.
Yeah, all up to 2True and Xylix. I mean, if you got one player up, I'd want it to be 2True right now with that 9-4 stat line. Xylix maybe coming through mid-map here. Unable to pick up Magnifico there as he does get another kill. Magnifico doesn't feel like he's been doing much. He's lost a couple 1v2s, 1v3s. 2True though with the 2P. No, get the kill. I had to reload. If he doesn't have to reload there, I'm very confident that he does get that kill. That man was frying. Stabbed 1 and then 2 right here. I mean, we'll get to see it again. I mean, yeah, they lost round. This was just nutty. I mean, yeah, jumps out the window, fries Ribo. Like, I think if he doesn't reload, he gets that kill because he read it perfect, knew the player was behind him. Either way, though, Knights Templar, after dropping 3 straight, able to pick it back up. Now they have the 4-3 lead again. You just kind of got to hold on, persevere, and take it 1 round at a time.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see if they can actually do it here on defense. So it's going to be up to really up to their teamwork here to make it happen. 2True though, 11-5. I mean, you're correct. I mean, that ace at the beginning definitely helps. But again, he's going to be able to get that first blood, opening it up. 2True looking fantastic here in this map. He just needs some help there from his teammates, and they could actually make this happen. Looks like the push is going to be happening over here next to that B site. Nice little pickup there from Rejects. Going to be down to a 2, now a 1v4. And 2True is looking for that last one. He wants the blood. He can smell it, and he's going to be able to take it. Monolithic Gaming ties it up once again, 4-4, and really on the back of 2True right now.
Yeah, 2True is flying and frying. Dude is just not stopping. It's nonstop. I'm sure his scoreboard looks even better because he's gotten shots on at least 2 of the kills in this round here if he wasn't given. Yeah, so Reject is going to pick it up, but I mean, 2True had shots into him right there. So this man's EKIA looks so much better than his KD right now, which that's only going to boost kind of that fly and fry mentality that he has right now. I mean, you're 12-5. Sure, it's 4-4, but you can't help but feel that this is Monolithic's game right now.
Oh, yeah, it feels like the momentum is totally on their side. But we have seen some success coming out from Knights Templar on the attacking side. So we'll see if they're going to be able to answer back here in this 9th round right here. Xylix will be able to get that nice, crucial information. And that they are going to be pushing over onto that A side. Rejects, though. Oh, man, Rejects. That is just a lot of players you don't want to see all at once. The team kill, though, does come in. So that's going to even things back up. A little bit of a nice little help there going in.
Oh.
But a 2-piece comes in from Brixco. And that's what you want to see. But Xylix can't finish it out there. Brixco in a 1v1 versus Ribo. And we do see Knights Templar. They did need to pick up that bomb. And Ribo is going to be looking around. Where is he at? Nobody's going to be able to find anybody just yet. We are 38 seconds, so plenty of time here left on the clock for both of these guys to find each other. And it looks like it might happen here in escalators. Yeah, it does look like Briscoe has been able to spot him out. No shots going in the Ribo, though. Picking up that bomb, but he's got to make something happen here pretty quick. Briscoe's on the hunt, sees him running away. And this is an interesting setup here, as we got to see that bomb going down right now. Briscoe knows that that's going to be the case. Does he go for the kill? Does he wait? Looks like he is going to go straight on in, gets the kill, easy defuse. And that right there, my friends, is going to be a beautiful play there from Monolithic. And Briscoe stepping up when he needs to. And he is going to be able to clutch that round out there for his team. So Knights Templar maybe not too happy with that, but that team kill certainly didn't help him.
Yeah, that was really confusing from Ribo there, as he didn't pick up the bomb when he had the chance. Maybe he thought he picked it up and just kind of stepped around it because he had to go back for the bomb. And that's, I really think, if he doesn't go back for the bomb, he's able to get it down and get set up. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe he missed it, just forgot about it. But he had plenty of clearance to go get that bomb and was even kind of standing right over top of it. So kind of confused by that. Don't know if it was intentional or not. I can't imagine that it was. But Monolithic, it's only going to take one round. And 2 trues at 12 and 6. He hasn't gotten a kill in a minute, so I look for him to be kind of hot here.
Let's see if that's going to be the case here. Xylex opens it up, though. That's going to be Rejects getting that first kill. They are going to be just swarming on in. Have been able to push back Knights Templar for the time being. And it is going to be a 3 versus 3 currently. We do have a nice wide flank going in from Ray. This could be the key here. Do see Magnifico and Ginger just kind of sitting back, but Briscoe reads it, and he's going to be able to take him down. Beautiful play here from Briscoe. Can he pick up a second? When he does, Xylex looking for the last, and it's going to be Ginger going down. Monolithic Gaming looking fantastic, taking that 6-4. They go up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, man. I mean, he got someone like 2 True who's just fried like that throughout the series. I mean, he ended 12 and 7. I don't think he ended up picking up a kill in that last round, so that's huge. Almost double positive in the search and destroy. Was able to pick up that early ace, but I mean, we saw Monolithic kind of start a little bit slow again. They dropped 3 right off the bat, and then they won 6 out of the next 7. So, I mean, they know how to play. They know what they're doing. It's just kind of weird to that play. I can't get over that play in that second to last round where Ribo missed the bomb. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but either way, Monolithic Gaming comes out on top in a really good showing in Search and Destroy. So they prove that they have the guns. They got the team, like the team strats, team calls, and hardpoint. And then they prove that they can back it up in Search too, that they're not just like a respawn team. Yeah. So going into Control, which is kind of a combination of hardpoint and Search and Destroy, which Monolithic just won both of, but the hardpoint did play really close early on, and then you kind of get those resets in between the rounds of Control. So maybe if someone starts to get tilted, they're able to calm down. So Knights Templar needs to reverse sweep. They got to get out their brooms. But Monolithic, they're right next to the closet because they're looking for one more map for the sweep.
Yeah, and that momentum, you can't be understating the momentum going into this next map. It definitely means a lot. They were able to take both of those maps handedly, I think, in the Search and Destroy. Yeah, you look at it, they did go down 3 rounds early on, but I mean, honestly, come on, that first round, that was an ace for 2 True. Just went down to time. I mean, you had to feel like they were in kind of control the majority of the map. But yeah, heading on into Control, it's like you said, there's going to be a combination of both of them. We are going to be seeing it kind of based on lives as well as time and captures. But here on Garrison, this is a map that we have, for the most part, have all agreed this is defensive heavy map. You are going to be seeing that kind of favoring. Teams are really going to want to watch their life count to make sure that they are going to be getting over onto that defensive side if it does go to a 5th and final round. So you do see a lot of teams kind of slowing down when it gets around that 10 to 8 kill, or I'm sorry, life count position. But I have seen some interesting plays on here. I really like what some of these teams are doing, where they're kind of they're just going all in on a push over there on radar and just kind of getting that first initial tick, maybe even 2. And then they kind of leave that for last. And then you see them going back over to B, securing Bravo. And then they're able to, in a much easier way, get back onto that A site to get the capture.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I was actually going to say Knights Templar, first offense you get, four push A, get top green control, just cap A first. B is so much easier to contest. If you can 4 push it, get the positioning, get top green, and get top green, 3-stack the point, you're gonna cap it. You're gonna cap it pretty quick as long as you kind of hold on to the position, kind of finesse around that point at the A side. But either way, this could be a very interesting one. Just depending on how it plays. I mean, 2 True was hot in the hard point. He's hot in the surge. You can only imagine that he's going to be hot in this control. So I'm pretty excited to see kind of what they're able to do. Ginger was really hot in that first hard point, but kind of lackluster in the surge. We didn't see him as much. So I'm excited to kind of see how things are going to play out. What's going to happen. Ray looked to make some pretty big flanks in the surge a couple different times. So maybe he can set up a really nice pinch for this control. I'm not really sure. I want to see how the vents play out and if someone can kind of use those to get behind the other team. I'm sure it's not as pertinent as it would be in Search and Destroy, but still kind of fun to see some of those plays.
Yeah, and I do agree with you. I think the flanks could be important. They're much more difficult on this kind of map just because it is very kind of squished, stretched out, horizontally style map. It's not that round version that we're used to with Raid or Crossroads. So it's really difficult to go for those flanks, but they can be very crucial. But the one thing that I really want to point out is the fact that how bad the spawn traps can be on this map. If you can get that quick early 4 down and get that map control and really push up, get aggressive, you can punish that other team. Typically, it's the attacking team that you can punish with that. So that is something that we do need to be looking out for. Another thing that will be interesting to see is if we have any streaks actually coming in here, because I think I've seen more streaks on the control maps than I have on the hardpoint maps, just because you do see that kind of slow down towards the later stages of the rounds when it gets close to that life count. And typically that's when I have at the very least seen those streaks being made. So very, very interested to see if that's going to be the case here. But right off the bat, you are going to be seeing Knights Templar here going for that B site, not A, as they are on attacking. And you do have Xylex getting very aggressive here towards the middle. 2 go down immediately there for Knights Templar, but answered back just as quickly as Monolithic here. Where are they going to be setting up for the defense? Looks like top green is going to be 2 True with that AR.
So I mentioned the vent, kind of like the vent play or whatever. Rejects actually came through, shot someone in the back to get him off the point from the very beginning. Has since picked up 2 more. He's 3-0 to kind of start the round, and toward their spawn, he's in a position where he can pick up a couple more kills. And that's we're going to see that 1v1 there. Winston again, another kill there with the Chow. Unable to get Ribo there, but 4-1. You're in their spawn to start it. Monolithic is looking really good off the rip here because they have Knights Templar kind of pinned in the back. They're already kind of pushing up to that spawn kill that you mentioned before. They're not overextending. I really like this. They're getting mid-map control, kind of cutting off any kind of A push from the back that they can hit. They know where they have to spawn, and they're playing it perfectly.
Oh, this is beautiful. Brixco now was on a 5-kill streak, not going to make it 6. He does go down, but stops the push right in his tracks. And that right there is exactly what you want to see. The life count heavily favoring right now Monolithic, but more so the time. 14 seconds left on the clock. Xylex here is going to be here for this stop, and he is going to be able to get some shots there. Magnifico actually kills him with the impact of the nade. You got to love that as Brixco comes on in with the pistol, finishing it off. That's Rejects with 2 more, and Monolithic Gaming take round number 1 on defense. Not very surprising, but definitely in a dominant fashion.
Oh yeah, they smoked him on that because they pushed up right here mid-map, had the control the entire game. Knights Templar got onto the point for a couple seconds, it felt like, and then this was nutty right here. He just kind of, while mantling, throws that last little burst into him. That was a nice little kill there, just to be able to see it again. Monolithic, I mean, they dropped 4, 5, 6 lives that entire time.
Yeah.
And just kind of ripped through the other team. Yeah, so with the momentum that they have, I would love to go to a listen-in with Monolithic Gaming.
You're gonna hit a rails. They're definitely gonna hit a rails. Watch out.
Nothing lights.
Turning across.
Rails. Might go top green. Another one bottom mid.
Yeah, I've been light pushing out. That's 2 dead. That's 2 dead.
Alright, stack.
More. Looking for 1. We're looking
He's
for
dark.
1.
He's dark. Free aimed you. What?
Arc dead. Alright. They're They're spawning out fucking back tank right now. They're spawning back tank.
Yeah.
One's outside
Go
P5.
hill. I got you.
You stack this shit. We have this.
One's P5.
Heard.
He's in lights. He's in lights. Lights weak. He's weak at point.
Watch my cat.
Point some.
Yeah, he's top green.
Rails.
Lights. Pushing up.
He's on silver crate. Watch in north side.
Dead.
Nice,
Okay, that's 2. Nice. 2 more. We got this.
Looking for Ginger. We gotta kill Ginger.
Let's try caution or something. Be careful.
Top silver again.
Yeah, so that was calm, cool, and collected. It sounded fantastic for Monolithic, and like you said, one of their players, hey, we got this. No pressure. Just go ahead, play your game, and get those kills. That's exactly what they've been doing here. So they cap out onto Bravo. They get the extended time. They're now going to be, I think, 4 alive over here on A. As they're power burning it, this is looking like an easy round number 2.
Yeah, they're 4-stacked right now, and no one's really even close for Knights Templar. One chance, though, didn't even get the chance for the break with that 4-stack. Monolithic, man, you love to hear the comms. Looking for 1, looking for 2. Watch out for caution. I mean, they knew exactly where they were looking, knew where they were spawning. I mean, they just literally controlled that map. As they go up 2-0 in the control, 1 the defense, 1 the offense, and even if Knights Templar somehow manages to bring this back, I don't think there's a way that they get the defense for the last round, just with how Monolithic is slayed out these first couple. I mean,
there's no way.
8,
they're going to have to steal an offense. That's going to be near impossible, and I don't think that's going to be the case. But furthermore, like you said, it's going to be pretty tough just to beat the fragging power that we've seen from Monolithic so far. But yeah, that was a pretty dominant performance that we just saw, and Xylox is going to be continuing it right now as he picks up 2. He's on a 6-kill streak, as Magnifico is going to be able to pick up 1, trying to push on through those vents area. But yeah, this is just looking the same from round number 1. Rejects is just playing in their respawn area. He's going to be able to pick up 1 more. Yes, he is. I mean, what do you do in this situation right now if you're Knights Templar? How do you stop this bleeding?
You don't. There's nothing you can do with the control that Monolithic has. I mean, you got to string together a couple streaks, at least 2 full team wipes to kind of break this setup, which it looks like they're about to get the first team wipe. And Xylox was a really hard kill there, so he bought so much time for his team. 25 seconds left to full cap B, and that doesn't give you a lot of time to cap A. You see number 7 there, 2 True's already kind of setting up top green, just in case they're able to pick up this full cap onto B. Clock is stopped as there is a contestant in the point. The Xylox, I mean, this dude is just absolutely frying right now with the streaks. We do get to see the streaks. He's going to drop those right in the spawn, going to force the other team to kind of go around there. Picks up 2, which is huge for those streaks. Completely stops the push. You have 5 seconds to get to the point. Nobody is close. Briscoe just going to keep frying them as they try to come out. That's game. GG is Monolithic. 3-0 in the control, 3-0 in the series. They did not start slow on that control.
No, they did not. That was complete and utter dominance. Absolutely no possibility Knights Templar was going to be able to breathe. They definitely needed a timeout. That was for sure. We're not able to get one. So yeah, Monolithic, as you said, it was 3-0 overall in the series today. They looked fantastic from the control. And honestly, it just seemed like momentum was on their side. I mean, we said it towards the end of that S&D. It was just like, I don't know what's stopping these guys from just taking this, next map. They look fantastic. They're winning all of their gunfights. And even in that control in that last one, you really saw every single one of those players stepping up. I would say every stage of tonight, you really saw some players stepping up. Obviously, 2 True was the solid player overall throughout the night, but Xylox had his moments. We saw some just really good play coming out from the S&Ds from the other teams when it really mattered as well towards the ending, with the Bricks, I believe, getting 2 to 3 kills there in those last couple of rounds to really clutch them out. So, props to that whole entire roster for Monolithic as they take this one 3-0. And I think that means that they are going to be 3-0 in the season so far, as they have not lost a match yet. Unfortunately, Knights Templar haven't won a match yet. They are going to be continuing with that goose egg, but still have many more games left to go. But yeah, props to both the teams and GGs. Anything else on that one, Trevor?
I mean, we just saw some really great team pushes from Monolithic. I mean, and you heard it in the comms too. This is a team that meshes well and knows what they're doing, know the call outs. Vibes are great, especially when you're winning. So they're gonna be a tough opponent for anyone that kind of matches up with them going forward in the season. If you're Knights Templar, you lost to an undefeated team, trying to find your first win. Just kind of take the positives. You saw a couple of your players playing, and hey, Knights Templar was playing with the sub. They didn't even have their actual fourth guy. So maybe the sub wasn't all the way there with like in terms of strats and things like that. They couldn't run some of the strats that they normally would. But hey, good showing, especially in the hard point. You came out really hot in that. I mean, you came out hot in the search. Just maybe looked working on closing some of them out, and I mean that's a great team. They were just a few of those key kills away from turning this match on its head. So
100% agree. Yeah.
Either way, good games from both. I'm excited to see him play next.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to be ending it out there. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed the content here tonight. Definitely hit that subscribe button down below. And we are going to be live tomorrow with 2 more matches. I will be casting one of them. I think it's the later one. And unfortunately, I don't remember which one that is. That's terrible that I can't remember that. But anyways, I live in the now, guys. I don't live in the future. That was stupid. Anywho's, we hope that you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me, Trevor. And yeah, got anything else?
Thank you all. Thank you, Brett, and everyone. Have a great night.
We'll see you guys later. Disgusting. Oh my god, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammate to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill!
Oh, they gotta get on the point. They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Phil is going to go down. We are going to be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and Wave Runners by the skin of their teeth are going to be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Oh, holy. He's going to get another one.
As Hoy will quick scope heavy.
Not necessarily translate to control the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting sucked to back.